Y'all seen any doves around here? Out here checking on the field 2 weeks before the season comes in, and these sunflowers went to dead quick. And we still got right much seed in them. Some of them are just about eaten out. These finches are in here working hard on them. There's still a lot of seed in these things. And there's certainly a carpet. Looks like somebody spilled a bag of sunflowers. There's a carpet of seed still on the ground in here, which is awesome. 2 weeks before the season. Down in this lower corner looking back, I want to take a second to talk about the timing. So if you planted these even 2 weeks later than we did last year, they would probably be, just starting to wilt out from flowering. And there may not be enough time for this seed to have dried so the birds can actually access it once it hits the ground. If you'd have planted 2 weeks earlier, we would be out here August 1 in this current condition where the ground is full of sunflower seeds. But I don't know if they would last another month until dove season. So timing is critical. I'm documenting this in case the warden comes out. It looks like we just dumped a bag of seed on the ground. There are so many sunflower seeds, it's incredible. This is gonna be pretty cool. Dad added a platform above his grapes and he put wire on it and trained his grapes to go up. And that's gonna be a little elevated deer stand for bow season. We got millet. I wonder if we were gonna sneak it in time, and sure enough, we did. We got a lot of millet heads. It is almost fully matured out. Probably another week, it'll be fully matured and start to get a little bit of brown to it. So we'll be able to actually put this seed on the ground about the day or two before dove season, and it will not have been eaten and stripped out by the birds. So I'm really glad we put this in when we did. So this is interesting. This is brown top millet. This is Japanese millet. I did not plant brown top over here, but you can see the differences in the two. So this was somehow already in the seed hopper or the bag somehow. So we got a little patch of brown top millet right here. Safe to say my late crop of millet made it in time. We're already starting to yellow out a little bit, start the drying process. So within 2 more weeks, I think this will be perfectly dried out enough where we could bush hog it and get this cut down so we can find birds if they fall in it. In the home stretch here for the brown top millet field, which kind of evolved into both the brown top millet, which is these little guys that have been in here for weeks now, birds eating on them. It kind of evolved into a foxtail millet field, which is nothing wrong with that. That is a very viable seed. And this foxtail's dried out nicely. But I think we are going to mow this or bush hog it, and then we'll just have to see if we can burn it. It might still be a little too dry. The reason we want to burn it is to open up the ground. Great example here where there is a tremendous amount of the foxtail millet, a bunch of the brown top millet still around, but this millet being down in here makes it hard for the birds to get. You can see down in here, there's a carpet of millet in here, but the birds can't get it. So if we burn it to get rid of all this detritus, it'll leave nothing but exposed millet on the ground. And that's what the birds want. One thing you might have noticed in the back of a lot of my videos is this power line. And if you hadn't noticed, it's not real. It's a fake power line that we installed specifically for the purposes of dove hunting. And we set 3 poles and ran one long cable between them. Actually had to splice it at one point. Set these poles using the tractor. Me, Dad, and Richard. It was a lot of work.
I need those.
All right, now stand it up, big boy.
That's the easiest part. You gotta take the chain off of it. I don't know. The boy's got it going on. Now you throw that thing out to one side if you can't do it.
But we got them in the ground, and it made a huge difference for this field. Instead of the birds landing on the perimeter trees, the birds come into the field and land on the pole here. And it helps draw them into the field and not the perimeter. But yeah, that took about a half a day to get that put up, and it has been well worth the time, and actually not much money. We got the poles for free from my brother-in-law. Thanks, Bill. So the poles were free. cable I think Dad had laying around made a huge difference for the field. To help speed up the drying process, Dad is going to jump on the 4105 and do some bush hogging. This will help get the field ready to burn if we get some rain. If we don't get any rain, it'll still help cut the field down to allow the birds to more easily access the seed. What I want to explain to you real quick is the timing of all of this. So the first seed on the ground was the brown top millet field back there. We wanted it to go to full maturity, dry out on its own, so we could burn it. And the timing on that was good. Probably could have waited another week, week and a half to plant that, but there's still a tremendous amount of seed over there. The second thing to drop seed on the ground was the sunflowers. So the sunflowers have been dropping for almost 2 weeks now. And then the third thing that's going to be dropping is the replanted Japanese millet field that was planted later. So this food has been out here available to these doves, starting with the brown top millet, for a month now. So we've been able to get a lot of food on the ground early, keep the food dropping to the ground, and hold all these birds out here I'm running off. Maybe seen 50 birds. It's about noon, middle of the day. I've ran at least 50 birds out of this field. So there's no telling what's flying around at first light. Appreciate you all following along, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one, setting fire to that back field. What in the Mad Max is this? Good grief. I don't even want to know.